20 minutes ago, not even 20 minutes ago, I started getting messages on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and a bunch of other places. People telling me they just bought a copy of Bayonetta and that it's been re-released or it's being re-released, and there's now stock in GameStop already. Right now you can buy stock in GameStop. And they were asking me what I think of that and if I think I jumped the gun and my general opinions. And there's a lot that I have to think about it and a lot that initially hit me, but honestly, the first thing that hit me, you suck shit to all the resellers that bought this game up in just truckloads of this game because they saw the trend starting and they wanted to start selling it for $80, and now they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, who knows how many copies of the game left that they can't move because they bought it for 30, 40, 50 bucks, and now the game's only worth $40 again. That's hilarious to me. That really... That's the best news out of all of this. Now, you know, there's at least one person, and definitely more than that are currently like, oh man, well, shit. So that's funny. I like that. I feel bad for anyone that actually spent more than 30 or 40 bucks on it once the news came out that it wasn't available anymore. That sucks, but you know, it's funny that the resellers get f***ed over. And a lot of people asking me if I felt like I jumped the shark and did I get my video in too soon. No, I don't think I did, and there's a lot of reasons to that. For starters, from the start, I thought that there was a 60-40% chance that this game was going to get re-released. I thought there was a chance. Why? Because money. There's money in it. I thought the 60% would be that it wasn't going to get re-released because there's money in Pikmin 3, there's money in Amiibos, there's money in an open world RPG Pokemon game for the Wii U, but Nintendo seemed to just be like, well, like, it's fine, we've done our thing and we're moving on. I thought that it wasn't going to happen, so I made the video, but there was more reasons why I made the video, and that was one of them. There was a better chance, and honestly, what would it have happened if it wasn't for Smash Brothers? If you think about it, I mean, end of the day, they didn't print enough copies. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, they're all sold out now because it was Bayonetta and it was in Super Smash Brothers. Now everyone's like, I want to buy the game. But it got sold up in, what, 2 weeks after the announcement? How many copies did they have left? Yeah, it rushed to the finish. But 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, if she wasn't in Super Smash Brothers, the game would have been sold out because they didn't print enough copies. And do you think they'd re-release them then? No, they sold through what they had printed and that was it. They wouldn't care. They weren't going to sell anymore. That's it. They're gone. And that's kind of what the issue is here, is they didn't print enough copies in the first place, and if it wasn't for her getting voted in to Super Smash Brothers by people, by us, putting the votes in to get her in Super Smash Brothers, the Nintendo wouldn't have made the game because they would have been like, well, no one wants to buy that, it's fine. People want to buy it, it's a great game, it needs to be on the shelf. So making a video like I did, I wanted to do my part. Do I feel like I did much with a video with 5,000 views? Nah, I mean, I didn't. I saw a lot of people messaging me on Facebook and saying they bought the game now because they had said that it was running out of print. How do I feel about that? Fantastic. Why? Because A, if you paid what you're supposed to pay for at retail, then you supported Nintendo, you supported the third party, you bought the game, and you told them that this is a sale that I've made. So you've helped support the game, you have a fantastic game that you obviously wanted, and now you have it. Fine, fantastic, great. I'm glad everyone done that because that's what should have been happening. And honestly, it's my video played a small, I might have not played even a part at all, but it played a small part, in my opinion. I mean, you got the article that I read that made me made the video. Where do they find their information? Maybe another article. I make a video, maybe someone else makes a video once I've seen my video. If 3, 4, 5, 6 people of that 5,000 that watched my video bought a game, that's 3, 4, 5, or 6 copies that have been sold. It adds to it, and it does make a difference. And end of the day, did I jump the shark as far as making the video? Maybe. But if we don't do that, if we sit there and be like, well, there's like a 40% chance they'll re-release it, and then they don't, and no one says anything, this isn't the first time Nintendo has done this. Pikmin 3 just kind of flew under everyone's radar, and no one seemed to really care or mention it, and it's being brought up now that Bayonetta's being brought up. Like, hey, didn't we do the same thing with Pikmin 3? We need to start voicing our opinion every time this happens if we don't want it to happen. If we want to go to a shop and buy the amiibo we want to buy, we need to say that. We need to look at Xbox when they were releasing their console, and they were doing everything wrong. The Xbox One, they wanted, you couldn't borrow games. They wanted it all to be digital. It was sucked. The whole thing was crappy. We made a voice of our opinion, and they changed it. That was collectively a huge voice of opinion, and it got changed. The reason why Nintendo has changed this, is it because of my videos? Is it because of articles? No, it's because of money. Because they saw that in Seattle over the last week, you couldn't get a copy of the game for 100 miles. In Ohio, you couldn't get one for 250 miles. and they saw, well, hey, if we put a game here and here and here and one here and one here, we'll sell them like right away because they're not $80 online, which is what they're selling for. The only reason Nintendo has done this is because of money. I'm still happy because that was the whole thing I wanted. I wanted it to be re-released. It's been released on February 18th, by the way. And it doesn't come with the first game, which I'm fine with, because at this point, if you haven't played the first game, then you probably don't care. That one I understand. Plus, it cuts down on shipping costs, because I think it was supposed to have 2 discs and probably an extra manual. I don't even know. The game doesn't even have manuals these days. But obviously cutting down on shipping costs and costs in general. So that's fine. It's whatever. At least the second one's getting re-released, which is fine. I think it's a great thing that is happening. And yeah, again, February 18th. If you don't have a copy of the game, you can actually buy it right now on GameStop for like $40. So it's great. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Sucked into all the resellers, honestly. Sucked in. Like, you are the scum of the gaming community, and if you are watching this right now and you have at least one copy that you bought because you intended to sell it for a high price and now you're stuck with it and you have to sell it at a loss or the same price you bought it for, sucked in. I don't know what else to say. That's hilarious to me. I find that really funny, and you're the reason that we have an issue in this community. But anyway, I'm glad it's back on the shelf, because you know it hasn't been on the shelf for so long. It's so long it hasn't been on the shelf. So you know that the average Joe is going to walk in next week, or in the February 18th, into GameStop, and they're going to see Bayonetta on the shelf. It's going to be the first time they've ever seen the game. They don't know about it. They haven't heard about it. They might have heard something in Smash Bros. Recently, and they're like, hey, I'll give that game a go. And that's what I wanted. I wanted people that haven't heard of this game to be able to have a chance to play it, because if it's not on the shelf, it's not being talked about, no one's going to know the damn thing exists. It's some more traction for it, which is great. I'm happy. I'm really happy. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm glad this is happening. Thank you to everyone who watched the last video. Thank you everyone that watched this video. I wanted to update you guys on it because I know I'm going to get a bunch more questions about it. But I'm happy, and sucked in resellers. That's all I have to say.